Hello there. I thought it was time for a studio update. So it's late in the afternoon and I've had a work day, so I'm at the end of my work day almost. I am gonna do another little thing on my drawing. I'll show you later. I wanted to just let you know what I've been working on. So I've been cutting down on social media quite a bit recently because I wanted to eliminate as much of the noise as I could to connect, deeply connect with my own world and my own workflow. And COVID somehow enables that because there is so much time I can spend in my studio. But on the other hand, I'm not the only one who's home all day. So are my daughters and my husband. And behind me there, that's the door to my studio. And it opens quite a bit with coffee requests or inquiries about what we're having for dinner and stuff like that. Or, Mom, can I borrow your bike? Okay, so nothing bad, but still, it's kind of the house is full, and I just needed to eliminate as much noise as I could. Um, so the things I've been working on, let me show you. Um, I want to show you guys something. So this is my nature journal, and I've got it on my table every day now because spring has begun. I've already been sitting in the sun, so I've collected a couple of freckles already. Yay. And but over here, so what I do is I register a lot of things that I see. So see these little feathers here. Those are woodcock feathers, and on Valentine's Day, we heard a big bang, and we first thought it was an explosion. And then when we went to look, it was a woodcock that had flown into our window. And by the time we got it into the house, it had died. So it was pretty sad. We'd never seen a woodcock for real, let alone held it in our hands. It's quite big. It's super beautiful. I think I've never seen feathers as beautiful as these, because each feather has got this pattern on it, on the back of the woodcock. Beautiful. In fact, the bird was so beautiful. Sometimes we bury dead animals we find, or we have an eco bin. Sometimes we put them in the eco bin, but this time we figured this was such a pretty bird, and it's so rare to see them up close that we took it to somebody who, how do you say that in English, can prepare him. So he's gonna take out everything that's on the inside and then sew it back together and make it stand like a live woodcock. And we found someone who's super good at doing this, who does it for museums as well. So I'm really, really happy with that. And it's gonna take a couple of months, of course, because this is also the woodcock season. A lot, because they are notorious for flying into windows and killing themselves that way. These animals are very, very shy and live in the woods normally, so they never encounter people. They don't know human environment. So when they come into the cities, they do that only when they get really hungry. So when there is snow and frost, and then they suddenly decide it's a good idea to head south anyway. And when they do, they just they enter a human environment, and then they don't understand windows. They don't understand glass, so they a lot of them die in this season. So the man we took him to prepare, he had 4 other ones there. So that's pretty sad. But I've got my nature journal right here. This is where I stay last year. So I take pictures in them and I do drawings. I also draw critters in them. And this is the time when you see the buds in the trees and the plants. It's the time when I start, because that's when you see insects coming back and Well, I don't keep track every day, but I do try to do that regularly. So that's what I do. I have a coffee book table there, coffee book table, coffee table book. This time it's Austin Kleon, and I try to have a book like that all the time, every week. I try to put down another one, because this is where my computer used to be, and tuning down social media was always very difficult for me, but I found the magic key, and that was to remove the computer away from my painting area. And now there is a tablet, if you've noticed, there is a tablet there. But for some reason, in my habits, the tablet is not my instrument for the internet. I use it for podcasts and audiobooks, and sometimes I even listen to a series or something, or TV show. But I don't go online with this. So for some reason, I consider this my quiet space. And working with watercolor, you have a lot of moments during the day that your paint needs to dry. And um, when my computer was here, that would be the time I would go to Facebook and do my social media thing and get distracted and waste a lot of time and get very frustrated for all the noise I was hearing and the bickering going on, blah, blah. So I decided that those little moments I could spend sketching or making some plan for the work that I'm doing, or excuse me, no COVID, just a little cough. Or I could inspire myself with coffee table books. So I took out Austin Kleon again. This is Keep Going, and I also have I've got all his books, but anyway. So then the work that I'm currently doing. Let's see. I need to stand up for this because I did some work. Well, this is not actually work, and I don't think I'm going to publish this, but I'll show you anyway. This is a mermaid I did. A mermaid, Mandy style. My girls convinced me to do mermaid challenge. There was a mermaid challenge this year, and I did that. And I was a bit sorry afterwards because I created sort of like a Disney mermaid. I'm not a fan of Disney. I like things with ragged edges. Because that's what life is like, it's never perfect. So I prefer my mermaid critter with a beak and a very big head, and well, it just looks different, and I like adding character. Only I'm not really sure if I'm not really fond of mermaids, I think. So I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but that was the first painting I did after a long time, or after a couple of weeks that I hadn't painted. So this is another painting I set up, but so this is the underpainting. This is a first layer, and I have a clue what I'm going to do here. This is probably going to be next week because I have a painting to finish and I have a hug to draw. So I hope I'm going to draw the hug tomorrow. Okay, and then I'm going to swivel around and take you to see the painting I'm working on now. Oh, hold on. Okay. Wow, that's better. Okay, so I'm working on this. This piece is called Science. And as you can see, here is a print that I made, because over here you can see that, I painted, and then I wanted to draw a thing or two on it that had to be super precise, especially because it is about science. So I wanted everything that I drew on it to be exact. And so when I do that, this is a complicated process because first the painting has got many, many layers. Many of my paintings in this style got tens and tens and tens of layers. 60, 70 layers is not rare. it frequently happens that my paintings have that many layers. So when I was working on this painting, I'll just pick it up. Hold on. I have to be really careful with the. Okay. When I was working on this painting, I was going to draw on top of these layers. And you don't want to draw on top of a watercolor painting and then erase it again. Because when you do, you might erase the paint. So you have to be really sure of what you're doing. So what I do then, let me see if I can show you that. I think I can. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I can show you that. What I did is I took a very ugly picture and I put that into my iPad. And because I wanted to have really precise images, drawn symbols on there, what I did is I drew them in Procreate first. So I made them really perfect, and then I used those elements and I put them digitally into my drawing to try and to see what works and what doesn't work. Because once I am at this stage that I have a face painted, I spent about 3-4 days on this, and this is very small. Some people ask me if I want to do a big piece for them, but the thing is that this, in my time-wise, this is a big piece. That's what people don't usually think when they see a small painting. They think I do it, like a sniff of the nose. But no, this is big work. And once I have this much work done, I want my drawing to be okay in one go. So that's when I use the digital field to incorporate that into my painting. So yeah. That's what I did this time. So this is called Science, and it is about how science today is bashed by all kinds of conspiracy theory believers who say the most insane things about science. And that's very harmful for science, because science is what has been giving us a huge life standard and is saving so many lives every day. And it's something that really it really gets to me when I see stuff like that happening. But rather than venting my opinion on the internet, I choose to make a drawing about it. So that's what I'm doing today, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I do in my studio, what I'm up to. And yeah, I'll see you again in my next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.